in clear language, did the Senate approve real-time electronic transmission of election results, yes or no?
Yes. And I will tell you how it happened.
Yeah.
And I will, let me set the stage first. In the last elections in 2022, which was used in 2023 elections, all the time that people went to court, all the way to the Supreme Court, especially for the presidential elections, the court held that what INEC put as their guidelines, because that particular proposition in the act says transfer of result as approved by the INEC. They held that INEC guidelines were not law. And that was why everyone prior to this time, and from the time that the Electoral Committee of the Senate and the House started meeting from 2024 to now, everyone now agreed that since there's this problem with the law, it's much better that we put it, and so that it's clear and it's concise. And the Senate Committee on Electoral Act and the House Committee had a joint committee. They met 27 times. From 2024, they met with INEC, they met with all stakeholders, they went with the CSOs. They now came back to us with the report. Now, when the report was brought, what was there in the report, which was also agreed by them, and all this while that they met, was there should be electronic transmission of results through the IREV. And so, it was what was put in the document before us. Now, when that document was brought, which was the amendment of this 2022 Act, the Senate, in its wisdom, decided to set up another ad hoc committee led by Senator Adebomire San to review everything again. Then the Senate met again to move into an executive session. The reason for going into the executive session, which is where we now say, let us talk to each other, is that we can fight, we can show, and we don't want Nigerians to see us fighting over a crossing T or dotting an I. And we said, fine, so let us approve everything. We approved all the ones we could approve.
Including electronic
transmission. And so when we now came back, because it's better that we got the whole sequence for plenary session, it was simply for us to just go through what was already approved in the executive session. That's why if you notice what happened, the Senate President will simply say, section 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, approve, we say approve. So because we wanted to go through it. And that was how we went through up till we got to section 60. Of course, so many people were walking about, people were talking to each other because everybody assumed that the matter had been settled through all these processes. And so what we now felt was that we had already passed this. In the document that I have, what is inside there is electronic transmission through the IREV. And so we felt that this had already been done. So we were surprised. While we were still in the chamber, that we started getting reports that no, that wasn't what was passed. So everybody was perplexed. And so people started walking around to say, what went on here? Because this was like an assumption of something that had already gone. So I went personally to the Senate President, and the President now said, oh no, let him clarify. And he said it. Oh, don't worry, what we passed was transmit, not
transfer.
And all that. So, we were now surprised.
When the reports started coming.
When the reports started coming out. And then some of our colleagues now said that in the document they had, that they said transfer. I said, no, it can't be. So we didn't want this confusion. So a few of us who were still around, we called each other and said, no, this is not what we passed. So let us make sure that Nigerians know.
What we passed. Transmit, not transfer. What is in 2022 is transfer. And we don't want a law that is vague. We don't want a law that will be misinterpreted by anybody. We want a law that is clear, concise, and can be interpreted by all, and that is unambiguous. So it is electronic transmission of results, yes. All what we discussed yesterday, as far as the law is concerned, is inchoate until we meet and approve the votes and proceedings. Until we adopt it, every other thing, it will still be there in the ether. Nobody can go to any harmonization without it.